Wow, thank you very much, Felicity, and big shout outs to your guest there, because I'm really looking to get him back in the gym. He's giving me so much, motivation to perhaps get my corporate busy lifestyle routine into exercise as well. Thank you very much, that one. But let's move away. Before we get into that conversation, there's an interesting one, Felicity, we would like to talk about today on Breakfast Central. Now, there's this, confusion or perhaps discourse around dreadlocks and Rastafarianism. So I really wonder what people make about it. But on this one, people enjoy right here on Breakfast Central. Dreadlocks and Rastafarianism, well, let them find out. Enjoy.
Natural dreadlocks is unique, especially in some African countries where they ascribe to them some supernatural abilities. In the same vein, in some communities, people with dreadlocks are often discriminated against.
Okay, now let me put it in perspective. I've been harassed in Ghana for over 40 years. I mean, I lived as a Rastaman in Lagos in the 80s. Came back home in the 80s. So since then, I have, and truth be told, I've seen a progressive warming up of the public towards Rastafari. So I remember in the 80s when we came back from Lagos, even if you're sitting in a public bus and there's a vacant seat by you, hardly would somebody want to come and sit next to you. But thankfully now, people are a bit more receptive to Rastafari. In the past, if you're a Rastaman and you grow dreadlocks, it's very likely you'll have to leave home because your parents wouldn't accept you, wouldn't countenance that. But increasingly, we're seeing more youth, more people who are within their families, but they're still Rastafari. And beyond that, I think what has made even dreadlocks more attractive is that a lot more of the general public who are not Rastafari inclined are wearing dreadlocks. So you have a lot of ladies who are very well qualified, competent ladies, they're wearing dreadlocks. And then you have some young men who have lived abroad and they see dreadlocks as a manifestation of that, their African identity. So they're wearing dreadlocks. And that's why I'll say that progressively over the past 4 decades, I can testify that the reception towards Rastafari has improved significantly. I've dreadlocks, Rastafari, and then Rastafari who is not dreadlock. Both of them are equally Rastafari.
At times, fashion enthusiasts design dreadlock styles as a form of trendy outlook, not minding the spiritual virtues or vices which some believe to be inherent in dreadlocks.
Rastafari, from who is a follower of fashion, and that's why I said it's the faith. A Rastaman has certain principles they uphold, and somebody who is just wearing dreadlocks will not uphold those principles. For instance, every Rastaman testifies that His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I is Christ in his kingly character.
Stylists describe dreadlocks as a Rastafarian hairstyle in which the hair is washed, uncombed, twisted while wet into tight braids hanging down on all sides. Interestingly, Rastafari or the Rastafari movement is a religion which developed in Jamaica during the 1930s. It is classified as both a new religious movement and a social movement by scholars of religion. It is not just a hairstyle.
Across the length and breadth of Africa, dreadlocks is intrinsic. When I was in Nigeria, you people used to call it Dada. Those children who were dreadlocks, they were called Dada in Nigeria. In Ghana, we have what we call Okonfo. So the point is that dreadlocks is an African tradition, and Rastafari is just doing a 360 back to Africa to identify with this tradition.
To some people, dreadlocks are the coolest things to possess, the highest form of self-expression. To others, it's a question of identity. Most Rastafarians belong to this group. On the other hand, to some, dreadlocks are a nuisance, and whoever spots them is regarded as a social rebel.
To me, I don't like it. I can't allow my children to use dreadlock, to do dreadlock. I can't allow it.
Personally, I dislike dreadlock. Although some people like it, whenever I see someone that has it, initially it's mad people hair. It's mad people hair, but now it's rampant. Everybody, even our Christians, brothers, sisters, they are carrying it. So you cannot differentiate. A first impression matters a lot.
The present century where we are, a lot of people say a lot of things. But for me, I don't see it as a kind of bad thing because I believe that the main character of a person comes from inside.
I like dreadlocks. I like people with dreadlocks, and people with dreadlocks are beautiful.
I was born with rough hair. My hair was rough, so I had to since it is rough, whenever I cut my hair, when it grows, it will look rough, so I have to do dread, that's why.
wọ́n máa ń sọ náà tẹ́lẹ̀ pé ẹ tó bá ti ṣe dreadlock ọmọ ta ni bọ̀ kò ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ tó ṣe dreadlock lọ́mọ ta ẹlòmíì kan ṣe dreadlock ẹ pé wọn kàn fi ike as in fine boy big boy wọ ayé ìsìn ọlọ́kadà àti báwọn ọlọ́kadà wọ́n ṣe dreadlock wèrè kan ṣe dreadlock so everybody ló ń ṣe dreadlock ń sìn kọ́nà ṣáà máa ṣọ́yàn ọmọ ta ló máa ń pè so everybody is a town.
It's time people start to delink Rastafari from cannabis use and also stop that stigmatization.
Whatever it is, many varying opinions will always surface so far dreadlocks are concerned.